Hey everyone, Jordan Budd here with Rokslide, and today I have the Kifaru Crater with the OGL lid on it, loaded for pretty much like my equivalent of like a 5-day, like a mule deer scouting trip or hunting trip. Basically what I just don't have in here is a kill kit and then like archery accessories or gun accessories, whatever I'm using. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of go through how I have it loaded up. First, kind of an overview of the bag. You have 3 compression straps on each side that are sewn in right here, and then they run to the frame for your compression. 3 on each side, and then on the back there's also 3 compression straps that run independently, so you can attach like your tripod, rifle, bow, trekking poles, anything like that that you don't like just necessarily want to crush down. And then when you unhook them, just like you saw, you don't lose compression to the frame. I usually run my tripod back here, or I'm probably gonna run my bow back here as well during season. This bottom handle serves perfect for the top cam of your bow. Then you can strap it in, and instead of strapping it in the side ones where like you really have to crank your bow down, you can put it right here in the back. And then there's 2 sets of belt pouch matrix on the back, and you can put like a spotting scope pocket too. I have a medium pocket up here, and then there's matrix all the way around the bottom as well. And then there's 2 compression straps that run from the frame to attach right here on the bag. And one thing I noticed, and as I kind of unload this, you'll see, is with these bigger bags, with a smaller bag, like even the Reckoning, I would put my sleeping bag in with no compression sack. But with these bigger bags, I found that just doesn't work very well. Like, it really bulges out at the bottom no matter kind of how you tighten your compression straps. So I have my sleeping bag in there in a compression sack sitting sideways, so it kind of makes up the bottom of the bag. And then when I put it in there, the very first thing I do is I just kind of get these snug, so it kind of forms around the sleeping bag, so it gives it like a good base to pack on top of. So you don't have things like being able to really sit at the bottom. But as you can see, there's a lot of room that if I unhook these, there's a lot of room still that can be in the bottom of this bag. So even though at 5 days I kind of have everything topped off about here, there's a lot of circumference in the bag still left, so you can pack more. But this is a Crater. It's an 8,000 cubic inch bag. The Cavern, I think, is like right around 5,500. Right in there, it's about the same size as the Reckoning, but same pocket strap configuration on the Cavern, and Tony is reviewing that one. And then I have the guide lid. So for me, I honestly wouldn't need to use the guide lid if you attached extra pockets and stuff on here. I would rather use a lid instead of pockets. A lot of it is so I could put my camera in here and it can kind of stay up high, so if I like am crashing through brush or like tip over backwards or something, it's sitting on top where it can hopefully not get crushed. So pocket wise, I have the medium belt pocket right here on the top matrix. I have a small pocket here on the bottom, and I just have it zipped open, so it's not really usable space, but I can drop tripod legs into it, or especially trekking pole legs, because my trekking pole, the flick locks, they come off pretty easy, and then those trekking poles, they'll slide off and you'll lose a leg, and that's not good. So kind of just going through what I have in the bag is we'll just go through the lid first, I guess. So over here, just a super lightweight pair of gloves, and then a pair of, these are the Kryptek Gunslinger gloves. They're basically like mechanics gloves. If you're going through like a lot of rocks or going through a lot of brush, those gloves are perfect to protect your hands. Then on this side, I just have a couple beanies. This is the women's Jetstream beanie with a little thing for your ponytail in the back. It works really good. And then just a merino beanie. I probably wouldn't bring both those with me, but it gives you an idea of kind of how the bag is. And then in the big top pocket up here, I have, this is a Sony A6500 with a 70-200 Canon lens. and it fits really well up there with some more stuff. I tried to fit my spotting scope up here and it doesn't fit, so you can't really do that with it. And then this is a medium pull out with some food in it, probably pretty equal to a day's worth of food, I guess. And then I just have a schmag, kind of for protection. I would put like beanies, net gaiters, anything like that in here if you're going to put a camera in there with it. It just kind of helps for padding. There's plenty of room in that. And I'm just going to unhook the whole thing. How I have this hooked up is on the top tab loop here for the lid. I just have open-ended male buckle and an open-ended female buckle on the lid side, so I can just clip it in. No expansion, but makes it not quite so strappy. And then here in the back of the guide lid, it's just basically a zippered flat pocket. I have a map in there. And here in the back, this is a medium belt pocket. I have my Sterapin, InReach, Black Diamond, the headlamp, I think that's the Storm, and then my Dark Energy charger. And I would usually have a cord with it, but I don't know where it went. And then here we'll just start on this side, unclip these compression straps. This is the spotting scope pocket, and there's a lot of room in this thing. It fits an angled 95mm Swaro. That's not what I have in it though. I have this is a 80mm angled ATS. And then this is a Helinox Chair Zero chair. It weighs a pound, and I started glassing out of it a lot. It's really good for like a camp chair, stuff like that. Honestly, if I was going in on a 5-day hunt where I have like all my optics and all my gun or bow or whatever, I might leave this home because it is a pound. But for scouting and like camping trips and a lot of shorter trips, that thing is definitely going with me. It's really nice. And with both of those in here, there was still extra room. I actually have fit my rain jacket in there. I've put like beanies, gloves, stuff like that in there. So there's a lot of room in that side pocket. And then on this side, there is the side zip, and this comes in super handy in day mode, and I'll do that in the next video, but we'll just kind of unpack everything that's in here. Something to keep in mind too, kind of my mindset of how I've packed this is, even though when your bag is full and you're packing in, you might not have to get into the main bag, but if you do, I like to pack stuff to where if need be, I can leave these two compression straps buckled. I can unclip the top one and zip this down and get some main things out, my rain gear being one of them. This is the First Light Vapor Storm Light jacket, and then just other stuff. This is a 6-liter dromedary bag. It's basically like my water bladder for camp, or just extra water if I need to bring it with me. And then my Possibles kit. This is my digiscoping kit. Go through it quickly. This is the Canon G7X Mark II with a scope cam adapter kit on it, kind of special Jordan modified. And then this is a 14mm lens. I like doing night shots with that lens. And then just cool wide angle shots. And these are the Swarovski SLC 15x56 power binoculars with the Outdoorsman's adapter on it. And then I'll just you get kind of that picture. But I like to, I keep the tent on this side, and then anything that I need to get to quickly, I try to make it so I can access it through this zipper if need be. So, cook kit. This is a Soto Windmaster in like a GSI Pinnacle Soloist. Usually I use the Minimalist cup instead of that. And then this would be like, let's see, This is a large Kifaru ultralight pullout. This is a smaller one that has like my toothbrush, toothpaste, vitamins. I think I have the Mountain Op Slumber in there to help you sleep if you need it. Tylenol, basically toiletry stuff. And then an extra pair of socks and underwear in there. And then I started carrying this with me last year. This is the Kifaru sheet tarp. I think it runs like right around $100 and it's like 10 ounces. And this thing is a lifesaver. You can use like sticks or a trekking pole or whatever to pop one side up. And then I usually pitch it like a lean-to and then get underneath of it, and we'll glass underneath of it. It'll keep us protected from the wind, from the elements. This year, in just kind of outside of Cody here, I was hunting elk with a rifle, and the wind came up. We were getting like 60-mile-an-hour gusts. It was spitting snow, but I wanted to stay up on that ridge and glass, so we just huddled underneath of it, and it definitely helped us stay up there longer. There's no way I could have stayed up there that long if I wouldn't have had that to kind of help protect me. And then kind of what I have is you can see it, I have the tent, I have food, I have my sleeping pad pushed up against the frame. It kind of gives it its shape, and then tucked into the back so I can keep everything sucked to my back is kind of extra layers. So a heavyweight core hoodie from Sitka. This is like your fleece layer. This is the new First Light Catalyst soft shell jacket from First Light. And this thing I'm gonna have a really hard time taking that out of my pack. I've never used a soft shell like that. And then this is a Kifaru Lost Park parka for a puffy. And then kind of everything else. This is an X-Ped. I think it's the Sinmat 7 pad. I'm gonna get a lighter pad this year. I honestly thought that thing was lighter than it is. And then this would be like, this doesn't actually have food in it, but this would be like a simulated 5-day worth of food minus dinners. What I do with dinners, since they're kind of bulky, but they're super lightweight, I just put them on top of my sleeping bag basically. So some new stuff that's kind of going to be coming out, like Humble Foods is going to be another great option. And then off-grid for, this is actually a breakfast, but their dinners, this is a tester dinner, so their dinners are going to be about in the same packaging. So those are going to be good options coming up. I think I put 5 of them in here. And then this is going to be a Hillberg Nyack tent. And then in a Kifaru 5-string compression sack is going to be my sleeping bag. This is actually a Big Agnes 15-degree bag, and my other bag, this is kind of my summertime deal, and then my other bag is a Kifaru 0-degree. So I think that's all that's in there. So this is basically what I would use on a 5-day in a nutshell. The layers might be changed up a little bit, but other than that, that's pretty much what I do. So the next video, I'm just going to run through how I pack this thing for day mode.